Welcome to the TopRank Marketing News Roundup. I'm Tiffani Allen.
And I'm Joshua Nite.
And these are this week's top stories.
This week's top story from me is a study that SEMrush just published that studied 100,000 websites and guess how many pages?
How many?
Like 12.
That's a lot of
No, seriously,
pages.
actually 450 million pages. Million pages. So anyway you slice it, that is a huge amount of data. And they were looking for these kind of top SEO problems that are easy to fix, but are just kind of everywhere. It turns out they are kind of everywhere. Not on our site, of course, because we know what's up. But on other people's sites, they found 50% of sites have duplicate content, which is a huge no-no. That'll get you dinged from the Googles.
It's a big amount.
Yeah, possibly dinged by Bing. Possibly, I'm just saying. 45% had missing alt tags on their images, which, come on, you can't turn up in an image search if you don't have that alt image tag.
And as we know, as we've discussed, people are using image search more and more often to find what they're looking for.
They are. 35% had duplicate title tags, which just confuses Google. And so, and 35% had broken internal links.
Oh, they're broken inside.
They
That's
were a
so
little
sad.
bit. Yeah, here. So if your website is emo enough to be broken inside, you should probably fix that. I mean, these are all things that are simple to fix with a site audit. A lot of it can even be automated. So the advantages are there. Definitely go out and fix your 450 million pages. Million.
New research from the CMO Council and SAP Hybris reported that 61% of CMOs see data-driven engagements like smart recommendations as being some of the biggest technologies to have an impact on user experience, which was followed by, not so closely, 37% who said the Internet of Things. Things. But what's really interesting, I think, about this report is that 15% said augmented reality was a big thing for user experience, while only a little bit more than that said streaming video. So it sounds like consciousness is shifting toward things that I like.
I wonder if this report was done before or after Pokemon Go.
I want to say probably after.
I feel like the world is now divided into like BPG and APG. Because like 3 weeks ago, no one would have said, yeah, an alternate reality game is going to take on, augmented reality game is going to take over the entire world. But there it goes, I have chosen it. Pikachu, I have chosen you. So I can see that. It's weird that it's that close to streaming video, though.
Yeah, it was definitely something different, and that could be for a couple of reasons. Maybe they don't see streaming video as a huge technological advancement, even though the marketing implications have certainly shifted over the last year. But it could be just that things on the leading edge and on the future edge are also very exciting for people, so they might see it as more of an impact than it may be. But this augmented reality stuff is really taking off in terms of other marketing efforts, people using it as in-store in combination with other in-store marketing. It's really very interesting stuff.
It's getting us closer and closer to that terrifying Minority Report reality. Lovely.
Still not going to happen.
By the way, nothing sounds as ominous to me as Internet of Things. It sounds like in a horror story, like Bob discovered that night he had not logged on to the internet. He had logged on to the Internet of Things.
Your toaster's talking to your stove about
Well, just thinking like what things lurk inside of the Internet of Things.
I would say data would be
It's not the Internet of people.
big thing.
It's just things. It's like the little hand from the Addams Family is in there, and the big rock guy from the Fantastic Four. Internet of Things. Creeps me out.
Thanks, Josh.
However, augmented reality and virtual reality, still pretty cool. Turns out this technology is ready for prime time officially. MTV is debuting a gaze-activated VR video experience at Comic-Con.
Go on.
What that means is, so you're going to be wearing your big old goofy goggles, and the world is going to think you look like a dork. But inside, from your eyeballs, you're going to be with the cast of Teen Wolf in a library or a sewer, turns out. I don't think there's any smell associated with it, but so you got your two scenarios. You're in there. Where you choose to look in the video is somehow, with elves and gnomes and magic, influencing the outcome of the video.
That is amazing.
In subtle ways. They're like, you will never know what exactly you did that influenced and how different yours is from anybody else.
Just like regular reality.
Right. Where you look makes a difference, especially if you're looking at your phone to play Pokemon Go and crossing the street.
Is that a thing that keeps happening?
I'm just, not to me. but to my friend who lives in Canada. You probably don't know him.
We met at camp.
Right. Anyway, so the exciting thing about this for marketers, though, is that they are also going to post these videos on Facebook. And the director of the agency that is in charge of these videos, it's Moth and the Flame is the director, and as the agency director's Ken Cornish. He says that they can drive substantial impressions with the 360-degree video because of the way that Facebook's algorithm works. People tend to flock to this stuff because it's new and exciting, and that serves it up higher in people's feeds, and it just snowballs like a big old virtual reality snowball right out of there. And he is saying, just straight up saying, this is taking it out of the experimental and into the realm of ROI.
Absolutely, and you can see implications for this for several different brands and products too. Think about test driving cars or sitting in a car where you look in the car. As it turns out, not from personal experience, makes a difference where you go in the car.
It does.
Believe it or not.
I could see, like, when you buy a car now, when you're looking online, like, say you can look around the interior of the car with like 3 or 4 photos. You know, if you could sit and look through all of the, angles that you're sitting in the car, if you could catch out of the corner of your eye a thing from the Internet of Things just lurking there, then you would know, maybe I don't buy this car, maybe it's haunted by technology.
I feel like we need to call an adult for Josh for next week's news.
Right.
He's a little afraid of the internet.
Right, so whether you want to put your customers in a library or a sewer, because I understand those are the only 2 options for virtual reality right now. Virtual reality is becoming an actual thing for marketing, and that is exciting.
Very exciting. Our last news story for today, there's a news report released by Tap Influence which revealed the biggest misconceptions about influencer marketing that marketers have. This topic is really very broad, and a lot of misconceptions are within the industry about what really constitutes influencer marketing. But some of the biggest misconceptions about it are that it's too manual, it can't be measured, and it's only for big brands. And those 3 things, in our opinion, couldn't be further from the truth, especially when it comes to measuring, which is as simple as stating your objectives in measurable terms before you start your campaign, and measuring things like reach, engagement, that kind of thing. And it's not just for big brands, it's really for brands who have people influential within their sphere that have something compelling enough to offer those influencers.
Right. I mean, like, if you're like a network infrastructure company, you don't need to be paying Selena Gomez $500,000 a tweet. You need to be paying probably Ariana Grande $250,000 for a tweet because she is more influential with your audience.
I feel like you have something against Ariana Grande, but we don't need to talk about that today.
Well, no, I'm just saying that she's more of a specialized influencer in that particular field.
Again, maybe we need a little more influencer training for Josh.
I mean, the same way that Adele is influential for laptops and desktops and monitor displays.
She certainly knows a lot about sides.
That may be Dell or Adele, I'm not sure.
I want to say Dell.
Right. Anyway, nothing manual about... It doesn't have to be super manual for your influencer marketing unless your influencers are Manuel and Emmanuel, in which case, sure.
Definitely an aspect there.
But you can measure Manuel and Emmanuel just as easily. Just give each of them a custom link for promoting your content, and then when they share that link, then you'll know.
And you can track
who shared it. Easy peasy.
All right. Those are our top news stories for you this week. We'll be back next week with more top news stories for you. Otherwise, you can follow me on Twitter at Tiffani_Allen.
And me at NITE Rights.
Or follow at TopRank for the whole shebang. And subscribe to our YouTube channel for more delightful video content.
Please do. Thanks for listening.
Bye.